Oh, that's awesome. We actually secured a satellite. Ooh, okay. Wow. All right. So do not get in the way of a nuke. Holy moly. Wow. That is note to self. Don't be so close when you not launch nukes, right? Today, we are as close as we're ever going to be to creating the very largest, most powerful Battlestar available to us. And that is, of course, the Jupiter. So this is the very first one in line, the Bastet, and I'm super excited to get that into the fight. That having been said, we just got Atlas carriers into the fight, and we've kind of revamped some things. So if we look at Fleet Group data list, you'll notice it's got that Artemis Battlestar, it's got double Atlas carriers. It now has double Rangers, because I'd like to mess around with greater, longer range missile munition output, and I think that could be a lot of fun. And then on top of that, we've got a Minotaur and, of course, a frigate. Now, you'll notice a serious lack of Manticores with their 10,000 meter spotting distance, but I'm hoping that the Vipers that we have on tab are going to be able to carry out a very similar function. Maybe not as efficiently, but we'll have to see how that goes. There's currently 2 different side content missions available for us to get more Tillium. This one right here is going to get us like 1,200 Tillium. We definitely need that. And if we look at our incoming Tillium income, it's actually very, very low because everyone is regrouped in the middle just so we could form up our fleet groups. So let's go ahead and redistribute out. We're going to go ahead and fortify and then hopefully get more Tillium so that we can actually get our fleets reinforced more efficiently.
Cylon Strike Group has been detected.
Oh, wow. Cylon Strike Group to meet Fleet Group trainee. It's like they knew.
Second mission 1 throughout fleet.
So Fleet Group trainee currently has 5,500 points. The enemy has 4,000, and there's a 20% chance of casualty. So we definitely don't want that. So let's go ahead and proceed and hope Fleet Group trainee is going to come on through. Now, I believe their flagship is a Ranger, and they have no Battlestars whatsoever. So it's just going to be missiles, missiles, missiles. Keep your distance, and hopefully we'll grind the enemy down before they become too much of an issue. Double Minotaur, we've got 3 Adamants, and then we've got our Manticores. I'm feeling our 3 Adamants. We're going to go in and go with 3 nukes, and then we've got 3 sets of Viper Mark IIs. That's 4th nuke with a Manticore Corvette, and I think that's going to work out very nicely. So where are the greatest contacts? We've got 4,400 points worth. That seems to be 6 contacts. We've got 6 contacts. Let's go in and have our Ranger, I suppose, right here. We will move in with our Minotaur gunships. They can be on the bottom so that we can actually use the dorsal mounted guns like the bunnies told me. And then, of course, we've got our adamant stack, which we're going to kind of keep in the middle. We'll see how that goes. And they don't have to be too close together because it's going to make us allow us a little more leeway when we maneuver. So we'll just kind of do that. Keep it a little bit wider there. And then we'll have our Manticore for detection purposes on the far right side. And off we go. So hopefully we're going to be able to just launch nukes to specific locations, soften the enemy up, and roll on through.
1.
Operation Libran. I didn't realize that I stacked like that. Actually, legit. Oh, okay, that was not a stack. It's down there. Okay, perfect. I thought for a moment at this angle, it looks like this Minotaur is on top of this adamant stack, and that worried me. I was like, what happened? Our FDL is inaccurate for the first time. My goodness. All right, so Minotaurs, let's go in and crank this over. We're going to stay in a neutral posture, and we shall descend. And we're going to go ahead and do the same between the 2. Let's get down there. And very interesting, proximity mines. Oh my goodness. Can I fire upon them and get rid of these things? Or are these... I suppose anyone who flies through there will get hit. I did not realize that. Wow. Okay, that's terrifying. Note to self. Well, I suppose they're probably not going to come in from this side. So let's shoot out this way and try to engage, and we naturally will have a barrier. Then again, so do they. So that's kind of interesting. I did not read into that one. So Libran is keeping themselves as, I guess, defended as possible without a Colonial Fleet presence. So let's go in and bring ourselves over, and we shall elevate so we can shoot over our allies. And then we're actually going to go ahead and boost out so we can get as close as possible with our Manticore before we shift to a defensive posture and extend our greatest range. So we're all just turning around and staying in this gap away from all the proximity mines. So off we go. And we shall launch once we've righted ourselves. We've got 3 Adamants, so 3 Viper Mark II squadrons. And we should be close enough the moment we switch over to a defensive posture. We're actually going to get the read that we're looking for. So we're going to start with the Manticore with the Ren Ped, go to full defensive, and start to level out like this. So we'll go ahead and climb, and I will kind of want to aim at this gap right here. I'll assume I'm going to capture maybe like 1 or 2 contacts and identify them right then and there. And I suppose we probably want to move in, well, I guess I could go out this way, but this makes me nervous because if I do need to maneuver in an emergency, I'll be caught between 2 proximity mines, and that does not bode well for any sort of emergency, right? Because otherwise, I mean, they can pretty much predict what it is I'm going to do and where I'm going to go. So Minotaurs are going to try to level out on both sides of the Manticore. We're going to have our Adamants. They're going to switch on over and launch all Viper Mark IIs. And we are just going to grab those Adamants and get down and dirty. There it is. Get down lower. And the Ranger is just going to come out to the side. And I think that is it. So here we go. We're in a defensive posture. There we go. Contact. Nemesis identified. Talon identified. And they've got 2, 3. Make that. Aha! Look at that. Oh, wait. They're lighting up like a firestorm. We've got Revenant. We've got Arachne. Double Talon. The Nemesis and something in the back. Now, the Arachne and the Double Talon, they've launched 3 different squadrons. We've got Raiders, Raiders, Raiders. So all Raiders out here. So we might as well group up. We don't want to come at this 1v1 on all the Raider prototypes. So we're going to go in and have our Viper Mark IIs hit that lead and intercept those Raider prototype squadrons coming right on in. And then we're going to have our Adamant. We are going to launch a nuke, and we're going to splash it right into the lead Talon. We're going to launch another nuke. We're going to splash it into the Talon following. We're going to grab another nuke. We're going to splash it right into the Arachne. And then we're going to have another nuke. And we're going to go in and splash that right into the Revenant. So 1 per each of these capital ships right here. That should be effective because they're kind of grouped up right now. And if they push too hard, they're going to move in a proximity mine. So this should be interesting to see if that blast radius, potentially, depending on where they are, when that nuke guides into them, is going to trigger proximity mines. That's that could be devastating. Yeah. So other than that, I don't see any reason to change too much. I mean, I suppose we'll just continue to push on into them and dive, and then we'll have our Minotaur kind of level out and dive, and then we will have our Manticore peel off towards the Nemesis while it's firing, and then we shall grab all of our Adamants that just launched multiple nukes, and we're going to try to stay in that diving formation, and we'll have a Ranger crank on over. We'll actually be in an attack posture, and we're going to double tap. So guided missiles, and I want to go ahead and focus on the Revenant because he's going to be a little harder to hit. So hopefully we'll be able to open him up. So let's see how this goes. 4 nukes, 2 guided munitions. Off we go. Oh, we're securing CIC subsystem strength. Oh, that's awesome. We actually secured a satellite. Ooh, okay. Wow. All right. So do not get in the way of a nuke. Our Minotaur is almost dead. That was devastating. We're pretty much done, aren't we? How is that guy? Not so great. He got hit in the butt with a nuke, and he's got 2 hull remaining. Well, that's lovely. I don't know if we're going to be able to pull him out of that one. He doesn't have much in the way. You know what? All right, turn around, turn around. Golly. Note to self. I'm guessing that hit the rest of us too. Yeah, that's an AoE. Our right side is completely open on our Adamants. That's not good. So we have to go into the proximity mines in order to do any sort of deed at all. That's terrifying. I'm curious if any other nukes did. Only 2 survived. Is that right? Holy moly. Wow, that is... Note to self, don't be so close when you not launch nukes, right? Don't be so close. Can I move this? I don't think I've got navigational control at all, so that guy's pretty much dead. We're going to be trying to repair, but we'll have to see how that goes. And with all these raiders coming in, I do not feel so great about his chances. My goodness, Fleet Group Trainee is getting hit in a training accident. Let's go in and have the Adamants crank over and dive. Give the left because the right side's almost gone. we are basically in an emergency situation already. We're going to boost thrusters and we're going to climb and fly on out with the Manticore, and our Falcon is going to just kind of mosey on over to the side and give the left, because in theory it has turrets on the left side. We're a little bit high though, so maybe we shall dive and give the left. And I think that's all we got. I think that's all we got. So let's see what happens.
Missiles incoming.
So not as many nukes coming their way. We are trying to repair. There's an impact on the Talon. It is gone. So one Talon out, and there's 2 more nukes coming his way. But we know how devastating those nukes are. How are we doing? So we're trying to hit this Raider set. It's down to 29, so a little less than half. Let's go in and take our Manticore, who's being harassed to a devastating degree. Tell you what, let's go ahead and turn this around and peel away from the enemy, and we're going to be in a defensive posture like that, because at this point I think the Raiders are hitting them and we need to give them something. Left side still has some armor there, so complete and utter emergency. If we get out of this one, we're going to be bloody heroes is what this is. Complete and total heroes. So let's go ahead and come on down. We'll give them the left with the adamants. I don't know if I can move this Minotaur yet. It's still repairing. Oh, I kind of can. Well, see, the rear has 0 armor. So let's just face the enemy and hard crank defensive posture there. And then we're going to try to get in front of them and dive down with this Minotaur. And the Ranger is able to fire once again. So we'll crank towards the enemy.
On it, Commander.
We're going to go in and send a double tap right into that Arachne. And that is that. Let's go.
Manticore is taking damage.
There we go. There it is. There it is. Ooh, our Manticore down to 19, down to 14, 5. He's got 5 hull remaining, and they have not much of their force left. So we've got Nemesis, we've got part of a Talon, we've got Raiders, and we've got another Nemesis. I think it's just those contacts. Is that right? So if I were to focus fire, there's Nemesis, Talon, Nemesis. That's it. That's it. But we have 2 ships which are in beyond critical condition right now. 5 hull, and 1 has 2 hull. And right now, it's not looking good for their chances. I'm thinking, you know, I don't care about the armory right now. Look, we're going to go in and boost, and we're going to try to get as far away as possible. I don't know if this is going to take us through the proximity mine. We're well above it, so we're just going to try to get out, get the heck out of Dodge. The Ranger's just going to hang tight. This Minotaur right now is honestly just going to be in a defensive posture, slowly diving as quickly as it's able. And we're just going to do the same. And I guess our adamants probably need to start shifting. So let's do it. Our right side's open, but hopefully that's going to draw enemies to us. How many Raiders do they have? Talon, Nemesis, I guess they're all gone. Is that right? They're all gone? Well, we can try to drop out that Talon. It has not much in the way of armor on the left side, so let's go. Go, go, go. How are we doing? That Talon's taking some severe hull damage. Our bottom armor's at 3. That Nemesis is turning around. My God. My gosh. All right, if he sends missiles, we're in trouble, but full speed, keep boosting, keep boosting. We're all weaving through this horrible proximity minefield.
Yes, Commander.
Keep diving. Keep diving. And our adamants, honestly, just, I mean, I guess it doesn't matter if we give them our right side with no armor because there's still more hull than everybody else, right? So let us go. Hold. This Talon's getting hit by our Viper Mark IIs. And there it is, 30. His rear armor's almost out. He's down to 15, 13. And I'm pretty sure the other 2 Nemesis are completely untouched. Like, there's this one right here. And then there's... Oh, no, that Nemesis is down. Perfect, perfect. So it's basically this Talon, and then there's going to be this Nemesis right here. I would imagine this Nemesis is going to take a shot at our Manticore. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to preempt. I'm going to switch over to a defensive posture. Right now we have more armor on the left. So I'm going to turn this way, like that. And then for our adamants, the don't have any munitions to fire because they were all nukes. There's that. And we'll crank this way so our left side is to the Nemesis, and we're going to focus fire here. Our Minotaurs are still okay in terms of all of these mines. I cannot believe we are still alive. We are somehow still alive, if you want to call it that.
On it, Commander.
Little bit of a training accident, but so far so good, right? So far so good. And we can fire. Let's go ahead and target that Nemesis down there
Missile tubes
with a
prepped.
Ranger. So crank that over. And let us go. So that's a Nemesis out. That is a Talon out. Last contact.
Subsystem repairs are complete.
This Nemesis right here. There go the missiles. Please, I think we might be able to survive this one. Please, please, please. I won't be a bad boy for Christmas. Right, Santa? Right, okay. I swear I'll do my homework and I'll brush my teeth every night. Oh my. All right, hang tight, go. There's a Nemesis. Come on, come on, come on. There it is. Are we still alive? High five. That was a little bit close. You know, as painful as that is, I kind of want to watch that replay because I'm curious what it looks like to have a nuke detonate point blank, right? So here everyone's turning and we're about to launch nukes, and it looks, which one hit? Was it the one that hit the Minotaur, like it came out the right side? They're about to launch. All right, and I don't think the camera's in the right place. Yeah, I heard that, but I didn't see it. Well, there it is, right in the butt. Oh my God. So it did come out the side of the adamants and slammed into the butt of the Minotaur. Absolute devastation. Dear God, and our poor Manticore. There goes their Talon, there goes their Revenant, there goes their everything. Wow. This could have been very one-sided, but right off the bat, it was a fight for our lives. It was a fight for our lives, what can I say? My goodness. Gunships putting in the work. And right now, every single one of our adamants has a very, very weak right side. But they're doing what they can, trying to avoid all the mines. And somehow everyone squeaked out with like 1 point of hull. 1 point of hull. That's the way. I mean, sometimes there's danger close formations, but this was a whole nother level, right? And there it is. Last of the Op 4. Goodbye, Nemesis. And just in the nick of time before we ran into something unpleasant, right? All right, great. Well, Fleet Group Trainee survives once again by the skin of its teeth. That's what, honestly, I'll take it. I'll take it. Lesson learned. My gosh. And here we go. We've got Fleet Group Wanderer. She's got a fleet of power level 6850 against a Cylon fleet of 6,000. So the strongest one that we've been up against at this point. Let's go ahead and proceed. So I think this is the regular fleet and this is not the optional mission yet. I don't know. If we have to escort a transport, I believe that this is actually the optional mission, but I'm pretty sure this is just the blocking fleet right now. Yeah, it looks like it. They've got 7 contacts. My gosh. So we've got double Artemis Battlestar. At this point, I think I'm just going to wade into them. So we're going with double nuke from the Artemis Battlestar. We're going to grab all of our Viper Mark IIs from the Atlas carrier. We've got a Raptor. I hear with a Raptor that we can actually fire rockets, which is pretty darn epic. We're coming in with nukes all across the board, right? All across the board. Nukes, nukes, nukes. So we got 1, 2, 3, and 4, and 5. All right, got 5 nukes on this one. The most nukes we've ever had in the history of this campaign. So let's see if we can't thin out their numbers, right? Without thinning out our own, right? Without thinning out our own. That's the rub. That's the key, right? We've got 7 contacts. That's quite a lot. is basically at capacity. If they've got the same fleet capacity that we do, we can have up to 7 ships. They've got 7. You can really see the difference between the size of the Adamant and the Atlas. That's so impressive. God, the Atlas is like the largest thing here. All right, if I actually select the entire fleet group, launch all squadrons, those that can will, and that includes the Raptor, right? Because I want to see if we can maintain the ability to return or counter with rockets, and also to actually reinforce our firewall if we see the Nemesis, right? So we're going to go ahead and crank that over. I feel like maybe boost... No, don't boost thrusters. We need maximum maneuverability to turn as much as possible we can face the enemy, right? Or as close as we are able. And then we're going to go ahead and turn and dive. So everyone's going to turn in the same direction. And we're kind of moving away, but hopefully it will actually give us a little more time before we start to turn towards them. Although I suppose we can do this and turn in with the Minotaur, and maybe do something similar with the Adamant. We'll stay a little bit higher than that Minotaur. The Atlas carrier is super slow. Super slow. So it's just going to spin out. And this is all while the Vipers are launching. So off we go. We're not in a defensive posture yet. They're super close to us, though. Contact, Arachne, Revenant. Heck, no need for a defensive posture at this point. All right, well, this is it. This is it. All right, let's get our Manticores. We're switching on over to an attack posture. We're going to grab our Nyx, one of our oldest and most veteran Manticores. Going to move forward, come in on the angle. We're going to go ahead and pop that Arachne right in the face.
Nuclear strike prepared.
With a nuke. We're going to take the Sierra Madre and we're going to hard turn in. And we're going to send a nuke right into the side of the Revenant where it is weakest. It's going to take a little bit to get there, but it is what it is. And we've got our Atlas. Let's just go ahead and give them our side and dive. We're super slow.
Yes, sir.
But I'm actually going to switch into an attack posture here. Dive down.
Yes, Commander.
There it is. And then we're going to have our Adamant. We shall extend out to the side here.
On it, Commander. And
kind of come in on the oblique, give them the right side. We're going to go ahead and pop off a shot from our right. And you know what? I'm going to send 2 nukes into that Revenant and see who's around him when he goes off. So let's go ahead and send that. And we're going to hold on to the other nukes for a moment. The Minotaur gunship can continue to hard turn, and we're going to start to move into them. And then with our Artemises, we're going to continue to hard turn and make sure that we're actually lined up with them so that we can actually get that Battlestar artillery into play. So no need for the flak just yet. Actually, no need for the flak just yet. I think it's going to be fine. All of our Viper Mark IIs are going to go ahead and select, I guess, the Arachne. Actually, are we going to... Let's actually defend. So we're going to go ahead and defend the Atlas. And then I'm going to have the Raptor just hang tight and let's hold. End turn. So there we go. The 2 Manticores are going to pop off nukes. There they go. That's 3 nukes away. 1 from the Adamant as well. And there they are. All right, so what I'm going to do is take the Manticore, switch it over to a defensive posture, and we're going to start running up the sides so that we can see what this fleet's composition is. So defensive posture, and we're going to come up the left and come up the right. There it is. They're not interested in firing at all. We've got a Raider prototype, heavy Raiders, and Raider prototype, and another one down behind. I'm going to take 1, 2, and 3 of the Viper Mark IIs, and we're going to go ahead and target that heavy Raider group right here.
Understood.
And I'm going to get another 4, and we're going to go ahead and target, I guess, that lead heavy Raider squadron. So we've got 3 out to 1 and the other 4 out to the other. So we're going to split those heavy Raider squadrons like that. Going to go ahead and grab our Adamant, switch over to an attack posture, and we're going to keep our right side straight on the Revenant, who's right here. We're already focused on it. That's fantastic. Our Atlas is in an attack posture already. I'm going to come in on the oblique and hopefully focus in on the Arachne. So this guy right there, perfect. So Manticore's Adamant, and then the Minotaur is in an attack posture. And we'll just dive
Understood.
and face the enemy, and then our Atlases, or Artemis Battlestar, sorry, are going to come in and dive
Understood.
like so. I don't know who they're shooting at yet, but we'll be there. We're about to detect everybody, so let's do it.
Hostile unit identified.
There we go. Aha! Cerberus, Talon, Arachne, Talons. There we go. First impact, second impact.
Fighter squadron
Here
is
comes a
taking
third.
fire.
On that Revenant. There it is. All right, that's a wipe for the Revenant. The Arachnes opened up, and it looks like we took a little bit of splash here on one of our squads, which was close to the nuke. That makes sense. We actually have more nukes where that came from. I'm thinking right now, man, that is so fast for our Manticores to light up their force like that. So if we're looking, we've got an Arachne. Right side is busted, top side is busted. Okay, well, the Atlas carrier continues to focus on the Arachne. That should be very helpful. So let's go ahead and move out. We'll dive
Yes, sir.
and focus there. So our broadside's going to hit his open side, so to speak. We'll have the Manticore switch over to an attack posture. I'd like to help out here. So we'll come in and descend. That'll probably get shots, now that I think about it, into the butt. That's not what I'm looking for. So maybe we'll actually focus fire on the Revenant instead and come in on the side like that. There it is. We've got our Artemis. Tell you what, we're going attack posture. We're going to crank a little bit on the oblique. We are going to send out a nuke, and I'm going to send it right into the Cerberus on the back there. And then the other one right here, let's see, let's have the Minotaur. It's going to come in and dive. We're going to have our Adamant. We shall
Yes, sir.
come in on the oblique. I'm a little worried about the positioning here. I don't know if I want to send the nuke just yet, but I
Understood.
feel like it's a good time. We should probably wait till we clear this Minotaur first before launching it. We did launch one here, but we're prepped and ready to go. And then we've got our Manticore. Their bottom is getting opened up. We'll go into an attack posture, bring ourselves over, come on
Understood.
down, and we're going to go ahead and focus on this Arachne right here. All right, here we go. So shots coming in from above and the side. Our Manticore's bottom is opening up. There's a new nuke launched, heading the enemy's way. Excellent. So what are we dealing with now, right? So Manticore, Sierra Madre. So if we go ahead and focus, we've got the Talon, the Arachne, the Revenant, another Arachne almost about to fall, the Cerberus, and a Talon on 6. And then, of course, Heavy Raider. Okay, wow, that's a lot. That's still a lot on the field. Fair enough. We've got to thin them out some more, right? All right, well, let's get our... This one already fired its munitions. We're going to select this Artemis Battlestar. We're going to come right in,
On it, Commander.
right into that Arachne. Let's go in and focus right on him. Perfect. We will have...
Understood.
Let's go into a boost. I don't know if that's going to help us, actually. Come out, go into a neutral posture, and start to move the Atlas carrier a little closer to the fight. I don't know if it's going to be able to get in where it's going to be able to be effective. And then we've got our Minotaur, who's going to slow roll it, just kind of trundle its way through. And then we've got our
So say we
Battlestar
all.
coming into this side of this Arachne. We're going to go in and focus there, but I better fire before it gets too late and we're all in a giant cluster, right? So I'm going to go ahead and send a nuke right in on the Cerberus. So pop that out. And then we're going to have our Adamant on the oblique, and we're going to go ahead and focus right on that Arachne. Perfect. Now this guy, his bottom is at 1 right now. I think we should probably boost, and I think we should come out to the side like this. We just took a moment to start driving into him. This guy hasn't really been focused yet, so I'm going to continue.
Understood.
And we're going to stay away from the Cerberus while that nuke transitions. Yeah. And I think that's looking pretty good. So here we go.
Manticore is taking damage.
That's this one. Bottom's getting hit. This Arachne's open on the right. One Arachne's out. Impact on the Cerberus. The front is completely open. That is phenomenal. And this Arachne's pretty much done. Okay, perfect. So, not too shabby. Let's go ahead and do a quick armor check. So far, no damage here. Atlas took a little on the left, but it still has 95 points. Our Minotaur's front is about to collapse, so very good that we checked. Giving him the right is probably the best thing to do. Our Adamant, the right side is falling, the left side is double the armor, and then our Manticores are okay, but this one is not so great. So I think what I'm going to do is peel. I'm going to boost off with the Sierra Madre because the bottom is open, but the rear still has some armor, and let's just keep him moving. The Nyx hasn't really been focused, so I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to crank on in and start to focus from the front where there is no armor on the Cerberus. So we'll go ahead and just refocus this time on the Cerberus like that, just to deal some hull damage. The Atlas carrier, honestly, I mean, I suppose we can boost now, get a little bit closer.
Yes, sir.
I don't know who we're focusing on here. Our Artemis Battlestar, we shall just charge straight down the lane and just hit everyone that we are able. Same here with this Artemis Battlestar, we're coming on in just the same. The Minotaur, I'm going to crank hard over to the left like this, and then swing that around just to protect the front where we have one armor point remaining. And this Adamant, I'm going to crank over and give the enemy the left eventually, not stressing the engines there. Let's do that again. There it is. So that we can actually start to give them the left side instead. And let us just double check all of our Vipers. If we focus, we've got a heavy raider squadron. Yeah, right there. Everyone refocus. Let's drive that guy out. I don't know why he's still in the middle of our formation. Let's end turn.
Manticore is taking damage.
Our Manticore is now at 7-5. I think he's pretty much dead. We lost the Manticore who was boosting away. Their Cerberus is getting really hurt. We lost the Manticore. We lost the Sierra Madre. But, I mean, it was boosting to the best of its abilities. Maybe it was better in a defensive posture. With that in mind, let's actually switch on over to a defensive posture here. And we're going to peel out in the same direction. So let's see. We'll get our Atlas switch over to an attack posture. And we're going to come in and give him the broadside here. And we're just going to keep flying right through them with our Artemis Battlestars and continuing to dive. And then we shall just cross out here and let us go. I don't even think I need a focus fire. We have no more munitions, so it's just guns. That's a Remnant open. Cerberus on the right's completely open. This Manticore is getting hit, but I think they've got the Cerberus and they've got the Talon, right? So if we focus, we've got the Talon, we got the Cerberus. That's it. That's it. Okay, excellent. Well, we still have rear armor. I'm actually going to come on out and just fly away, just like that. And everyone else is just going to plow right through them. No point in changing this here. There we go. And I think our Adamant, I'm just going to go in and peel away so I don't get hit. And I think that is all we can really ask for right now. So here we go.
Manticore is taking damage.
Cerberus out. Everyone's focusing on the Talon, and it's just melting under the focus. And there it is. High five. So we lost the Manticore against a 6,000 point fleet. That's not horrible. It could be a lot worse. Not too bad, Gisela. The Sierra Madre has been around for a very long time, but it has finally fallen in combat. Gisela's going to go in with 6 instead of 7 out of 7. This time on the optional objective, we're going to get a lot of Tillium, right? So off we go. I mean, she's got to run the fight, but now War of Attrition's catching up. Hopefully, this should still be sufficient. We've got 6 ships versus their 6.
Prepared to jump in 3.
And I think
2,
we have a freighter we've got to protect. It even says Freighter Helios Alpha. All right, inbound.
Contact with objective. Civilian IFF confirmed. Hostiles are also
now
in the
we've
zone.
got to stay close to the freighter. In the past, I've just made sure that they were off on the side. So that means that get them on this side of our fleet and then just forget about them. But I have seen many times now where there's an additional reinforcement that'll spawn.
Yes,
and
sir.
it almost seems like it's there to encourage us to not completely just forget about the Colonial Freighter. Fortunately, it's got a decent amount of hull at 60, but that's still, you know, unarmored hull. So that's unfortunate. Let's go ahead and hard crank it over like this. Although we are kind of close enough. I almost feel like we could crank towards the middle
Yes,
of their
sir.
formation in a defensive posture, and maybe we'll catch a glimpse of what they got right off the bat while we're still turning. The Minotaur gunship will crank out to the outside like
So
this.
say we all.
Our Artemis battle stars, we shall do the same. We're gonna crank over to this side and dive, and then our Atlas and our Adamant, let's do a little bit of the same thing. Although the Adamant can turn much harder than our Atlas can, but that's okay. Let's go ahead and grab everyone, launch squadrons
Launching
if you're
alert
able,
Vipers.
and end turn. Here we go. So detect double Arachne in the front. Pretty offensive, and we got a Talon behind. They've already launched Raiders. Double Talon, double Arachne. I don't see the Raiders coming out of this Talon yet, but this one's already let them fly. So let's go in and get all of our Vipers. We're going to go in and focus in on this Raider right here.
Yes, sir.
Raider Prototype Squadron. I think they've got 50-something points. We'll go ahead and have the transport turn and bail. And then we're going to go ahead and come on in with our Minotaur.
Understood.
Or Manticore, sorry. And I guess we'll go in and toss out a nuke. And I am going to target this one right away. Seems like they've got a Raider launching right now.
Yes,
so
ma'am.
actually we do. We've got... Is this also... Are they all Raiders? Oh, heavy Raiders out here. Heavy Raider, heavy Raider. So we just launched a nuke at this Arachne right here. We're going to have our Atlas carrier just keep turning. And we'll have our Adamant turn, but stay below like this. We're going to have our Minotaur just crank over like
Understood.
that and dive. And then we're going to have our Artemises turn into the enemy and dive. There it is. And then once we've leveled out, we should be good to send additional nukes their way. All right, perfect. And let us go. End turn. So what do they have?
Hostiles
So
using
double heavy
Raider.
Raider Prototype Squadron. There goes a nuke to one of the lead Arachnes. This Arachne's naturally getting focused right here, but he's below our... he's very far below us, unfortunately. So a lot of our guns are not firing. So that's unfortunate. We are very ineffective above him. A lot of them are very, very low. So we've got 3 Talons, 3 Arachnes. Maybe it's 4 Talons and 3 Arachnes. That's a lot of squadrons. We got heavy Raiders, Raiders, heavy Raiders, Raider Prototypes, Raiders, and Raider Prototypes. So I think we've got 4 Talons and 3 Arachne. That's quite a force. That is quite a force. My gosh. Okay. All right, that's going to be fine. Yeah, that's totally fine. We can do this. Giselle has got this. She's one of the best. So we'll just cruise in, keep diving. We're going to go into an offensive posture. I think shooting it, we've got to shoot a nuke. I just don't know if we're going to hit each other is the thing. So I guess I'm going to peel off to the left. And then with this Artemis Battlestar, we're going to peel off to
Yes,
the
sir.
right. Going to fire a nuke not close to us, but towards the back. I'll send one out to a Talon. I'll send one here to this Arachne out there. And then we've got our Atlas, who honestly is just going to fly above that formation and just cross over. And then we'll have the Adamant stay right
Yes,
below
Commander.
in the stack and give the right side. We're going to go ahead and fire off a nuke, but I want one, let's say, way in the back here. Just get these things away from us, right? And then we'll start to circle around with our freighter. Now, the Minotaur should be in an attack posture already, and we need to keep diving, come in on the oblique, and we're going to move into the formation. So, and then finally, our Manticore is already in a defensive posture. Let's crank out to the side and let's go. Here we go.
Fighter squadron is taking fire.
All right. There's a nuke. Oh boy. All right, perfect. We've got 2 more nukes. Excellent. So I think we escaped most of that splash. That's fantastic. I'm so glad. I am a little bit worried
On it,
just
Commander.
from the previous mission. So now we can start to turn in with our Battlestar artillery, and we're going to do the same thing here, and we're just going to bifurcate that formation if possible. The Arachnes are skating the ground. Very, very difficult for us to hit right now. Atlas carrier attack posture, and we shall dive. And the adamant attack posture, they have not hit us yet. We shall come in and we shall dive. And let us... I feel like this whole group right here can focus right on that Arachne. And then as far as the raiders and stuff like that go, I feel like we should probably switch over and hit this side right there. Let's go. All right, they're pulling away from those nukes that are heading towards the Talons. Incoming missiles on the Artemis. Big hit, but the Arachne's still standing. All right, fantastic. And then there's a couple of more nukes where that came from. All right, and then right here, this Arachne's about to fall on 14. Now, I don't like being next to a bunch of heavy raiders. Let's go ahead and focus on him, but hopefully we can get guns other places. And we're still too high, but we're doing our best to descend as quickly as possible, but hopefully it's not too late. And we shall continue to dive and get those broadsides into the Arachnes. And how are we doing armor-wise? So our Manticore has been hit quite a bit. Looks like most of the other ships are all right. The Atlas's right side is looking a little worse for wear. But that's about it. So far, so good. That's not too shabby. So I guess with our Manticore, let's turn it on in. And we'll start to descend. And we're going to go ahead and focus on that Talon. I think he's outside of the nuclear blast radius, so that's a plus. Artemis, just slow your roll and dive as hard as you can because we want to stay away from all the explosives. And here we go. There's a nuke back there. Good impact. There's another one back here. Good impact. That's a Talon down. Fantastic. That's an Arachne down.
Manticore is taking damage.
Looking good. All right, so Manticore's not looking so hot. Left side's open, bottom is open. So, I mean, can't do too much about the bottom right now. Let's go ahead and just rotate out, stress the engine, and we shall give him the rear at the very least so we can take some of those. If we look at our Artemis Battlestar and our options, we've got Arachne, Talon, Talon, Talon. Okay, fair enough, fair enough. Well, let's keep going into them. So we're going to start to turn the Artemises into the rest of their fleet. And just sort of drive by as we go. So we'll get both of the Artemises, and we're going to go ahead and focus on that Arachne as they sort of turn, and they'll be able to hit that guy. We're going to come off of the attack posture into neutral, and we're going to grab this Atlas Adamant combination. We're going to start to turn.
Yes, Commander.
So we're giving them the front, which is not ideal, but hopefully we'll be able to give them the left by the time we're done with it. So if we look at all of our Vipers, we've got Arachne, Talon, Talon, Talon. Oh, that's it. Okay, fair enough. Finish off that Arachne, and they'll naturally switch. For our Raptor, I'd actually like to try... We've got Boost Firewall, but the Nemesis is not really here. So let's go ahead and focus on, let's say, well, I guess the Arachne. And we can actually fire rockets, right? Yeah, that's awesome. Haven't fired rockets from the Raptor. I totally forgot about that until the bunnies told me. And let's turn into them with a Minotaur and let us go. Here we go. Perfect.
Manticore is taking damage.
There's that Arachne. Arachne is down. Our Manticore is at 38. Excellent. Naturally focusing on the Talon. Right side's completely open. And let's go in and get our Manticore. And we're switching over to boost thrusters. And we're going to get the heck out of Dodge. Full speed, full speed. There it is. Get out of there. So Minotaur, just turn into him and just wade into it and just keep shooting. That there's no finesse to this now.
So say we all.
All right, bring that around. I mean, even Helena Agathon, she agrees. So say we all, she says. Dive in and let us go.
Manticore is taking damage.
There's that Talon collapsing under the weight of fire, and there's one Talon remaining way in the distance. Not too bad. Not too bad. This was a lot cleaner once we didn't nuke ourselves, right? A lot cleaner once we didn't nuke ourselves. So we focus. There's only this Talon remaining. No squadrons, no nothing. That's all she wrote. That is honestly the most we can ask for. And we shall dive down and let us... I think that's it. Let's go. How are you doing, buddy? How are you doing? There it is. High five. And he melted under the withering weight of firepower. Now, I did totally forget about our
Sir,
transport.
we've got a new Dratus contact.
There it is. Ooh, 2 Dratus contacts. All right, I did forget about the transport, so I said I wouldn't or I shouldn't, and I did. So there is that. All right, fair enough. Well, let's switch over to a defensive posture from boost thrusters, and we're going to start to angle into them, and we are going
On it,
to
Commander.
hard dive, hopefully getting contact here. We're going to get, we already have the right side is stronger, so we're going to have these two dive and give their right here. We're going to focus on this new Dratus contact, no idea what it is. Our Artemis Battlestar are going to crank over, give the side where we can open up flak if necessary,
So
and then
say
I'm
we
going to
all.
go into a neutral posture, and we are going to hard turn with a Minotaur, and then we shall grab all of our Mark IIs. We'll focus here, and we'll have our Raptor, and we shall focus here. There it
Understood.
is. All right, let us go.
IFF confirms
We
unit is
have
hostile.
1 Talon,
Civilian ship is taking damage.
and the Talon is firing upon the Colonial Freighter. It's down to 55, 54, 52. No bueno. No bueno at all. That guy's he's honestly doing what he's supposed to, but he's still a jerk. He's still a jerk. If he wants to hard focus and forget about us, then we're going to move to an attack posture, and we're going to focus with our Manticore. Just follow that up. We've got all of our Vipers. I assume, let's actually get 4. So 1, 2, 3, 4 squadrons, and we're going to split them off, and they're going to go ahead
Understood.
and attack that Talon. The other 3 are already coming in on that new contact out there.
Yes, sir.
There it is. And we'll have the Minotaur cruise over, and then we're going to have, I mean,
On it,
not too
Commander.
much we can do there. Yeah. I think what I will do is just, I mean, I guess it doesn't really matter. Tech Bay, yeah,
On it,
let's
Commander.
get repairing on the freighter. I didn't realize it had repair systems. It's awesome. And off we go.
Civilian ship is being attacked.
How are you doing, buddy? Hang in there. Hang in there. What do we got? Who's this guy?
Back online.
43? 40. Oh my god. Still haven't detected this guy yet. We really need that, so I'm going to go ahead and do engineering repair, switch to a defensive posture, and we're going to
Yes,
cross
sir.
out to the right because we need info immediately. How are we doing here? Hull's at 38. We're still trying to just disappear. This is not looking so good. I don't know if we're going to be able to protect it, but we got to keep trying. Got to keep trying. All right, Artemis. I feel like we need to boost, actually, because we're not even really in range. So let's go in and boost thrusters, and we're just going to do everything that we can to
say we
close
all.
that gap. I don't know if we're going to be able to manage. There it is.
So say we all.
And we're going to do a little bit of the same. So boost thrusters,
On it, Commander.
and off we go. What do we have?
Civilian ship is being attacked.
Oh, a freaking Revenant. Oh my god. I don't know if that
Manticore's
freighter's going to
taking
survive. Not cool. Can he please jump out? Oh, he's dead. He's so dead. Expires in 1 round. It had to survive 1 more round, and I don't think we've got it, unfortunately. I wish. But this is it. It's do or die, and he's got 4 hull remaining and a bunch of shots coming his way. So I think we might have lost this one. Ooh, boy. Well, you know, at least we didn't lose any of our ships, just the freighter. That'll be a first. Haven't really lost these yet. So I guess this is what
Yes,
what's gonna happen. So off we go. We'll go in and focus on the Revenant, but a little too late. And there it
Civilian
is.
ship is being attacked.
Freighter is gone. Freighter's been destroyed. Ugh, the pain. I mean, yes, we opened them up, but it's too late. Mission failed. So we did not get the Tillium. We didn't get the reward, but we did get some experience. There is that. That's unfortunate. Gisela, you did a good job. Nonetheless, I'm the one that failed you. So we have another one out here, but at least that one's not a defend mission, right? What are we looking at with the Cylon fleets? We've got many Cylon fleets, 6,000 points, 5,600 points, etc., etc. Now, Trainee out here had a close call. We're reinforcing out this way. Right now, we're looking at plus 139 because of our fortifications, I believe. Now, we also have the Galactica, Chapter 12. So let's go ahead and group up first. So we've got Seeker. I know that Gisela lost a unit, so I'm actually going to take our Seeker, Manticore, and we're going to jump over to meet Gisela. So there we go. It's going to jump by itself, but Gisela is waiting. She only has 6 at the moment. And I think what I'm going to do, we're still cooling off here. Where are we at? So Tilium 579, the Bastet in 570. Let's just... Unfortunately, our FTL is still cooling off, and we really need this Tilium, so we kind of have to stay still, I believe. So we're just going to hang tight at the moment. Yeah, but there's no fortification bonus here. There is here. Officer promotion cost, 10% to ship build cost. What we can do is go officers. We can go Gisela and try to promote. She's at 270 requisition points. It's a lot better than 2,000. And let's go in and confirm that. Now she gets a boost. And we can actually choose this so she can actually increase her capacity. That's going to be very, very, very powerful indeed. Now, we could give her, let's say, I don't know, the Baka. So we could detach here like this. We could take the Seeker instead, transfer that into Fleet Group Daedalus. And then with the Baka, we could transfer or jump out here, and that means Fleet Group Wanderer can jump over here, right? Because this is officer promotion and ship build cost. I guess we're better off plus 4 Tilium from unfortified colonies. Let's go there. Okay, so we're actually going to change our destination, so cancel the jump over into Geminon, and we're going to meet right over there. So Fleet Group Wanderer is going to jump and go into Geminon like that. So she's going to do an immediate jump, and we shall continue. End turn. They're pushing Fleet Group Daedalus, and there are multiple fleets located at Gnosis. Which fleet should commit to the battle? Well, Fleet Group Daedalus. All right, so 6,350 points versus the Cylon fleet of 5,600 to Fleet Group Wanderer and 6 capital ships because we couldn't actually merge yet. Let's go and proceed. So this is a quite a dense set of engagements, and we haven't been able to get our Jupiter into play yet. So unfortunate, but it is a necessity. We've got to watch over these, right? Now, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. They've got 8 contacts, and we've got 6 capital ships. It would have been nice to have Rangers and stuff like that, but I think they've been doing pretty well. At least we're facing the correct direction. So let's have our Manticore as close as possible. We are going to have our Minotaur close by. We're going to have our Adamants. I guess we shall have the Minotaur above because it's not blocking that top gun. We'll have the Atlas carrier close by, and then we are going to have our Artemis Battlestars on the edge of the echelon. And I think that's all we can ask for. Proceed. This is a little bit dicey. We have more points, but still, Nemesis, all of that numerical advantage is still a thing. It's still a thing. How are we doing? All right, here we go. So we actually have all of these things. We captured one of these before. +6 engineering subsystem strength. Control, fire control. Is that this one? Fire control subsystem strength. That's way back there though. So we're not going to be able to get to that anytime soon. So how close are we? Pretty close, but I'm going to start with a 1-turn boost thrusters. And we're just going to crank all the way out and climb like crazy. And then we'll go ahead and open up the defensive posture. We'll have everybody else just straighten out and dive. We need to dive as hard as possible. They've got a bunch of belly scrapers out there. That does not help us at all. And then we've got our Adamant. We'll hard turn and crank it down. And then we'll have our Atlas hard turn, crank it down, and let us go. That's about it. So here we are. All right, there it is. So now we're in a spot where we can come off boost thrusters. We're going to go into a defensive posture, and we're going to detect the heck out of these guys. So let's go. We'll come around the outside, and I'm actually going to dive because they're all pretty low. So it doesn't really make sense to be so far up like that. They're so much lower than the rest of us, though, than our capital ships. We'll go in and have one Artemis Battlestar come down. We'll have one Minotaur, honestly, come down. We started in a stack there with a Minotaur that did not stay for very long. Get the Atlas. Start to descend, and we'll split off to the side like this.
So say we all.
There it is. Everyone's diving as much as they're able. I'm going to go ahead and select everybody, launch squadrons immediately, and let's enter.
Hostile unit identified.
Wow, look at that. Immediate identification. Triple Revenant, quadruple Talon, and maybe double. Wait, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. That's it. That's everything right there. We've got a Nemesis. We've got triple Revenant and quadruple Talon. We've got Raider prototype squadrons ×4. That's what we're dealing with. Perfect, perfect. What intelligence from that Manticore really opened up the possibilities. We're going to go ahead and select a target. We're going to send 4 Viper Mark IIs right here.
Sir.
We're going to send the other 3 in order to focus next door on the other Raider prototype squadron. They're going to split these squadrons like that. We've got a Raptor. With the Nemesis, I assume it's probably going to start hacking the Manticore right here. So I'm actually going to say boost firewalls, and I'm going to try to boost the firewall of our Nyx, the Manticore. I don't know if this is gonna, we're too far away. I'm not too sure how that works. So that is what that is. And we're gonna go ahead and launch a nuke. So let's peel away and dive. We're gonna go ahead and launch a nuke, and we're gonna send it right in the thick of things, right on that central Talon right there. We'll crank off to the side with an Artemis Battlestar. We're gonna send a nuke, and we're gonna hit the lead Revenant right there. The Minotaur gunship is going to switch over to an attack posture, and we're going to crank towards the enemy and dive. Our Adamant's going to cross right over the Minotaur. Actually, I don't know, maybe shoot past the Minotaur like that. Yeah, shoot past the Minotaur, and well, yeah, that's fine, that's fine. Actually, instead of shooting right past it, I'm going to choke up on the Minotaur. We're going to have the Adamant shoot out this way so that we can shoot the nuke and hopefully not hit the Minotaur. I hope that's how that's going to work. And we're going to hit a Revenant in the back line. We're going to peel off to the side and dive, and we're going to shoot a nuke, and we're going to hit the far left Revenant right there. And then we're going to have our Atlas come in on the oblique and dive. Adamant already fired. Minotaur, fire, fire, fire. All right, let's go. Munitions, there's the hack, but we are boosting firewalls. And we're launching nukes. Excellent. So none of the nukes hit our own. That's 4 nukes away. 4 nukes away. Perfect, perfect. So our Manticore is completely open in the bottom, which is unfortunate. So we currently have to repair our engineering subsystems. Our bottom is completely open. Let's just keep rotating in defensive posture. So we're just going to spiral out, and hopefully they're going to get distracted by all the nukes. Right now, if we look, we have a Raider prototype. There seems to be 3 squadrons. Is that right now? Yeah, there seems to be 3. This Raptor is on the way to assist with the boosting of the firewall out here. And we are currently doing a repair in a defensive posture. So it's the best that we can do at the moment, right? Our Artemis is going to go in and turn into the enemy. And we shall go into an attack posture and just keep diving in and hopefully staying on the outside of the formation. The Minotaur is already in an attack posture, and we're going to just dive down. This Adamant attack posture. They haven't really been attacking us yet, so we'll just give them the port side right there. We shall turn in attack posture with this Artemis, and we're focusing in on this Revenant. And then our Atlas is honestly just going to give them the broadside and just let them run into our wall of guns, right? That's the idea. We have a good amount of health. Hopefully it's going to keep us alive. And let us go. Off we go.
Manticore is taking damage.
Nukes in the way. Our Manticore is still alive. Nice. Look at that. An expedient set of nukes. An expedient set of nukes, my goodness. So that's multiple targets down on their side. That is phenomenal. Let's go ahead and start the rotation with the Adamant. And we're going to give our right side. This Revenant is looking not so great. We'll go ahead and focus on that Cylon Elite out there. Formerly Elite, not so Elite right now. That's excellent. And we're going to do the same. And they'll naturally start to change. We'll have our target after they destroy him. We'll have the Minotaur just continue to slow roll right through the middle. We've got our Artemis Battlestar. We shall dive, and we're going to go in and focus on the guy in front, and then we shall just come in on the oblique still and continue to dive, and we're going to focus on the same Revenant. That's great. And then we shall continue to turn and dive right there. Firewall is boosted. Look at that. Firewall's boosted. That's excellent. So hopefully it's going to keep them alive for a little bit longer. And then, of course, we have... with our Raptors, we can launch rockets. Oh, cannot fire munitions while docked. Oh, that's right. So they're docked here in order to boost. Oh, that's so cool. So the Raptors are currently taking a ride on Manticore Town. That's freaking lovely. All right, how are we doing with these Raiders? Revenant, Talon, Talon, Revenant, Talon, Nemesis. Let's focus on that Nemesis. Hit that guy. Get rid of the source. Do it. And end turn. What do we got? That guy's getting hit pretty hard. Excellent. That Revenant's getting the heck out of dodge, and we just dropped another Revenant. That's fantastic. Okay, so not too bad. Most of their force has been opened up in one way or another, and most of us actually still have armor. It's a bloody miracle is what that is. Yeah, we all have armor for the most part, except for our poor Manticore who got blasted from below. But we've just been corkscrewing it around while giving the Raptors a bit of a ride, and has been doing pretty well so far. We shall continue to dive with our Atlas carrier. He's following him in, and we're just going to just slow roll it right into the thick of their formation and call it a day. This is not too bad. I know it's not over yet, but heck, not too shabby. End turn. Just shoot anybody.
Repairs are complete.
That guy's pretty much done. There it is. One Revenant down. This Talon is almost down. That Talon's down. Excellent. This Nemesis is down. Wow, what a steamroll once the ball got going, right? 2 Talons, that's it. Fantastic. Well, definitely hit this Talon right here, and let's come on in. So we've got our Manticore. We are going to repair the fire control system, and yeah, let's go. We'll just come on in and assist with one of our Corvette guns. Who knows? We'll charge this Talon this way.
So say we all.
Let's have our Adamant come on down, and we'll peel off a little bit, and yeah, that's it. All right, let's go. Finish this up. Not bad at all, Gisela. Crush this guy. That's not bad. I'm supremely pleased right now, especially after that first engagement. Let me tell you, after that first engagement, everything seems like a stroke of genius.
Yes, Commander.
Right? Everything seems like a stroke of genius. Here we go. Come on in and let us move. Here it is. That's a wipe. And then we got the last Talon right here. There it is. High five. Not bad at all. We still have 2 more engagements on this turn, which blows my mind. But that's a good repel of their invasion. Gisela gets the experience. Excellent. She's a commander to be emulated for sure. We've got 8 also inbound. All right, fair enough. But they have not seen the like of Fleet Group Daedalus, have they? So we got our Atlas carriers. Let's go in and stack them. I mean, I suppose let's get them on the corner because they should already be in a spot where they can, like, you don't want them to move at all. If ideally not move at all, because they can't really move. We have a Minotaur. We can actually get the Minotaurs over here. We have a Ranger on this side, so he can stay up and above. We've got an Artemis Battlestar there. We've got 2 Rangers. I forgot. We've got 2 Rangers. That's excellent. Never had that before. It's going to be a lot of fun. And then, of course, we've got a Manticore out here. Awesome. So we've got a Minotaur. We've got an Artemis Battlestar. We've got a Manticore to scout. Double Ranger, double Atlas carrier. Not too shabby. So Viper Mark IIs. Excellent. The Ranger shooting guided munitions. We've got 1 nuke. And we can probably get another one. Yeah, Artemis Battlestar. So we got 2 nukes, multiple Viper Mark IIs, 2 Raptors, and 4 basically guided munition tubes out here. So really, really nice. Let's see what we got. Come on, Damon Greeley. I've never done the double Ranger thing, so it's going to be awesome. It's like kind of like feels like having a bunch of archers in a medieval setting at the siege walls. So first things first, we're going to immediately launch everything.
Yes, sir.
Launch all squadrons, including from the Daedalus. We'll have that Minotaur crank over.
On it, Commander.
And we are going to have the Artemis crank over. They're awfully close to each other, but they're going to be able to manage. And we're going to crank over with our Manticore. That's stressing the engines, so we might as well go defensive posture if we're going to stress those engines. Actually, that's not stressing the engines. And then we will get our Atlases. And we're just trying to turn our port side to the enemy. And then we've got our double Rangers. We just need those things turned around so that we are in a good spot to attack. So I'm going to do this and turn.
On it, Commander.
And then I'm just going to slow the roll for one of them. So this outside one is going to choke up a little bit and
So
come it
say we all.
around. There it is. All right. Let's go. Launching all fighters, already making contact. Double Revenant, Talon, and Nemesis. They're in really nice groups. I really want to launch nukes now, but we've only got 2. We'll do what we can. There we go. So Revenant, 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 Talon, Nemesis, and 3 unidentified. Fair enough. All right, so Atlas, we'll get the 2 in the stack, and we're going to continue to descend and give them our port side. Let's open them up just a little bit. Which one's on the top here? And come up.
Yes, sir.
There it is. Okay, a little bit better. A little bit better. We'll have our Rangers crank over. We will be in an attack posture. And we are going to fire munitions. I want to fire at... let's go ahead and try to hit the Nemesis. I do not want that guy getting on us, so we'll give him 4 sets of guided munitions right into the Nemesis Cylon Elite. And then we're going to have a Manticore. He's going to launch a nuke right on the lead Revenant. And we're going to climb up. We will have our Minotaur coming around and
On
dive,
it, Commander.
and our Artemis Battlestar coming around and dive. Perfect. Now, as far as all of our Vipers, I think there's only 1 squadron I'm aware of right now. That's this guy, Raider Prototype. Let's go in and hit that guy from the Talon. And then our Raptors, I suppose... I'm going to go ahead and boost Firewall here on our Manticore just to get them on the ride here, and they can always... He's very mobile. They'll basically board the Manticore, ride him into combat, and then deploy and then dump out 2 sets of rockets. So let's go in and end turn. That's the idea. What do we have here? Guns coming in from the Revenant. They're trying to attack our incoming Vipers. All right, not too bad. So Talon, 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 Nemesis, triple Revenant. I assume it's 4 Talons, 1 Nemesis, and triple Revenant is my assumption, but who knows what that last one is. I'm not seeing radars on contact, so they might not be. It might be another Nemesis, maybe no, if it's a Cerberus, they'd have a wing of 4 wings of fighters, right? I think. Okay, so let's see. We've got the nukes. They've been sent away. We've got our Manticore. Let's go ahead and let's continue in defensive posture. We shall start to dive. We've got our Atlases. We're going to switch into an attack posture because now those Revenants are coming our way. And we shall dive down, give them the port side still. We'll have our Rangers We're just going to line this up and stay above those atlases. And then I want to head over to the right and kind of catch the side of the Revenants. If they want to push hard, they're going to get an Artemis Battlestar in the flank, essentially. Because if they want to push into that, that's not great for us. So let's go in and give them an incentive not to.
Understood.
Right? So down we go. We'll switch on over attack posture. Didn't realize our Artemis didn't fire its nuke yet. So let's go ahead and change that. Nuke out. And we're going to send one to the Talon in the back.
Nuclear
there.
strike prepared.
Excellent. So we're going to stay a little wider with this Minotaur just in case. And then all of our Vipers, honestly, just keep rolling. Off we go. So it is 4 Talons, 3 Revenants, 1 Nemesis. This Nemesis is about to get 4 sets of guided munitions right into the left side there. Our Minotaur's front is falling apart right now because of the Revenant's guns. If we look at our Artemis, they're about to take a big hit. So what I'm going to do, we're going to go into a defensive posture. We're going to crank it over like this. We're going to dive and we're going to flak left. So flak left right there. And then, although, yeah, the nuke should be beyond the flak wall is my assumption. This guy's about to get hit. I don't know if it's going to stop any of those. It might be a little too late. We've got Raptors currently on our Manticore. So the Manticore's going to turn in. And we're going to go in and focus on the side of the Revenant just like that. But actually, attack posture seems like they're basically ignoring him right now. He's a bit of a tough nut to crack. We'll have the Manticore hard turn. Offensive posture. We'll give him the left. Right there. And that looks pretty good. The Rangers should be ready to go once again, right? So fire munitions, and let's go and hit that outside Cylon Elite. We're going to have our Atlases. They're ready in attack posture. We're just going to keep ourselves in parallel to that movement right there. And let us go. Here it is. There's the flak. Artemis didn't take too much damage.
Minotaur is taking damage.
All right, our left is collapsing under the Revenant's weight. Not too bad. I think the flak was in time. There we go. Double tap. Double tap. So that's 1 Talon down and a huge amount of damage on one of the Revenants. And it looks like the right side has 0. And we just launched 4 sets of guided munitions into the right side of the Revenant. That's perfect. That's perfect. That's great. So we can probably cancel that flak. We're going to turn into them and give chase. So Artemis... Let's switch over to an attack posture with the Artemis Battlestar, and we shall go and dive. We can probably keep turning with the Minotaur, and we're actually going to be in a defensive posture. I'm going to go in and repair the tech bay, actually, and we're going to dive and rotate. So we'll give them the butt, and we're diving away. Our Manticore, I feel like we can probably... Let's come in on the attack posture. We're going to fly in and dive, but our Raptors can probably break off. We can also board parties. I didn't realize. What does boarding do? Minus 15 accuracy, minus repair subsystems, minus processing power on Cylon ships. Yeah, I don't know about that, but I will fire munitions right at that Revenant and try to drop him out. And I think that's going to be pretty good. Let's go.
Minotaur is taking damage.
Oh, never mind. That guy fell so quickly. All right, Minotaur.
Subsystem is back online.
Still all right. So I'm assuming that we're out of munitions. No, we didn't even fire with the Raptors yet. So let's go ahead and do that. And we're going to hit that lead right there. This Manticore is kind of charging forward like a total boss. Let's come in on a neutral posture and flip it around with the Minotaur.
Yes, Commander.
Artemis Battlestar is going to start to level out our Rangers, fire munitions, and let's go ahead. I mean, I guess I'll give chase. Let's target the Talon. Yeah, sure. Why not? And then we're going to come off of the attack posture, and we're going to start to turn into the enemy with the Atlas because we're too far away, I think. And let's go. Big hits here. Rangers. How's our Manticore? Front is still okay. Man, they've all got major damage, but they're doing a good job of mitigating what side's getting hit. So they're still in the fight How are our Vipers right now? So, I mean, they basically collapsed on everybody. We got double Talon, triple Talon, and 2 Revenants right here. Okay, so, I mean, we definitely want them to focus and help out here so the Manticore isn't doing it all alone. And there it is. Right now, the front is still looking okay at 29 armor. It's actually kind of impressive. The Raptors, I mean, I guess we'll fire back here. They don't really get the chance to fire because there's so much so much firepower coming their way that I don't think that the enemy has an opportunity to be a target for very long, which is a great thing. Honestly, it's a great thing. Rangers, dive down. Atlas, give them the port, and here we go. Here comes to the Talon. All those impacts. Talon out. Beautiful. Guns. That Talon's out. Beautiful. So we've got 1 Revenant and 1 Talon, it seems, right? Because, oh, and 2 Revenants, like 1.5 Revenants, right? So here we go. Let's go ahead and turn in.
Understood.
We're going to fire munitions. I want to hit this gentleman. We got to open that guy up more. Since he's doing a flyby, we're going to just have our Atlases like so, and they'll run right into his port guns. Artemis Battlestar, how are we doing? Honestly, very, very nice. Very, very nice. So let's go in and move to intercept. We are in a good position. We're below him, and we've got our Battlestar artillery trained on him. So we're going to go in and focus on this gentleman right there. We've got our Minotaur. Honestly, he's probably okay now because everyone's not focused on him. He's kind of far out though, so I don't know if that makes any sense to just be in an attack posture. We're actually going to boost towards combat, and let's do it. I think this Talon's pretty much under control. He's full up, but then again, we've got all these Vipers and the Manticore and the Raptors all focused on him. So let's go in and focus out here. Revenant.
Manticore's taking damage.
22, 18, 6, 2. That guy's down. That guy's down. And it just leaves the Talon, who's actually the last one remaining. Okay, fair enough. How's our Manticore? Manticore just lost its left armor. So we're going to go into a defensive posture, start repairing the armory. We're going to go in and crank over, give him the butt. And we're going to get everyone to focus on the last remaining enemy. Perfect. So turn in. Honestly, we're not going to make it there with anyone else. We're just not going to make it there with anyone else. So let's let the Vipers do their thing. There he is.
Manticore is taking damage.
Golly. Come on, Manticore. Hang in there. Just make this guy collapse. Yeah, it's looking pretty good. It's looking pretty good. I'm pretty sure we're fine now. And all we got to do is just let them do their thing, and he's pretty much done. So I think we've got this one in the bag. Heck yes, high five. That is a clear. Very nicely done. Damon, Greeley, and the Daedalus shipyard. Now, mind you, none of those were the Jupiter. I'm curious where we are at with that, right? So we all survived. That's a plus. If we go to build ships, you can see the Jupiter's here at 380. Honestly, I'm going to rush this thing. Let's get this thing into combat. I mean, it's 2 turns, right? Rush it. And for the very first time, we now have available to us the Bastet, the only Jupiter-class Battlestar that we have. My gosh, that's awesome. We'll tell you what, let's go in and form up our fleets, and let's see what we can accomplish. So we can reinforce Fleet Group Wanderer. So now Fleet Group Wanderer has 2 Artemis Battlestars. It has 1 Atlas carrier. It has 1 Minotaur, 2 Adamants, and a Nyx, which is the Manticore. There it is. The Daedalus. Now let's go ahead and detach a bunch of stuff because I want to do this one from scratch. So let's get our Jupiter. We're going to transfer that over to Fleet Group Daedalus. And now we've got the Bastet. Perfect. We have a Minotaur gunship. We've got so many things here. Let's get an Artemis Battlestar in there as well in a Fleet Group Daedalus. We've got another Artemis Battlestar. I think that might be a little bit much. Let's... I like the Atlases, but they are pretty expensive and they're very slow. Like very, very slow. Let's go in and transfer in the Odin, the Tertio. Let's transfer that into Fleet Group Daedalus. So what do we have in there right now? So we've got a Jupiter. We've got 2 Artemises. We've got an Atlas. And we've got a Minotaur. Going to detach the Helios. We're going to get a Ranger into that one. Fleet Group data list. Now what? We've got room for 2 more capital ships. Okay. I would like to get a Manticore. They've been supremely useful. There it is. And now we've got 850 points of capacity remaining. We have the Undyne's at 950. So if I pull the Minotaur and I get the Undyne in a Fleet Group data list, now we've got 2 Rangers, 1 Manticore to spawn, 1 Atlas carrier, a Jupiter, and an Artemis, and we have room for 1 more, and that's 800 point potential. Heck, instead of the Artemis, we could pull the Artemis Battlestar and instead get in something else, right? Like the Atlas carrier. So I could get the Odin, put it in the Fleet Group data list. We could pull the Asteria, and we can get another, like the Loki, transfer that Fleet Group data list, and now that's looking pretty potent, right? 7 out of 7. Instead of an Artemis, we upgraded to a Jupiter class Battlestar. We've got double Atlas carriers, double Rangers, a Minotaur, and a Seeker. That's and a Manticore. That sounds awesome. What if we get into one more, right? What if we get into one more? We can shift over with Fleet Group Pogo.
This Aquarian research station
And we
has
can
been
pick
under
this one up.
silent
Protect the
surveillance for a while
science
now.
station. Fleet
Despite
Group
that,
Pogo.
The scientists have been
Let's go in
working
and
out here
jump
for years.
and end the turn.
Detected a base star group, sir.
Proceed. I realized that actually the last one we're going to do is with Fleet Group Wanderer. Because there's 3 fights on this turn. So go figure, right? We've got to hold on to Geminon as best we can. Man, they're getting quite active for sure. All right, what do we have? So double Artemis Battlestar. We've got the Atlas Carrier, Minotaur, double Adamant, and a Manticore. That seems fine. Since we got the new Adamant, we're switching on over to nukes. There we go. I really like the nukes. And that's looking pretty good. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 nukes. They haven't shot them out of the sky yet, so that's a plus. I'm sure they'll do that at some point, and we're going to have to change things, but right now, that's not too bad. Not too bad. I mean, I suppose I would rather stay away from our nuke launchers, so I'm going to have our Atlas down here. And we have our Artemis Battlestars. We'll shift them over, give them a little space for the nukes. And then we have our Minotaur back here, staying away from the nukes. And then we've got double Adamants, and they'll be in the stack like that. And I might get the Atlas up here. That's our stack. All right, perfect. Stay low. And proceed. Here we go. Come on, Gisela. So we've got a little distance to cover, so let's go in and boost thrusters. It's going to be the last one of the night. And off we go. So they're going to crank over to the left. So far, the plan has worked, so I'm not going to change it too much. We've got our Artemis. We're just going to head in and climb down. And we're going to get our Minotaur right behind and dive. And we're going to get on in and dive there. Wow, that Minotaur is like nose to butt. Let's maybe give ourselves a little bit of breathing room right here. And then we're going to boost thrusters. Get as far forward as the Atlas is going to allow.
Yes, Commander.
And dive. And then we'll just select everyone, launch all squadrons, and let us go. There it is. The moment we go into a defensive posture, I think we're going to be able to detect at least 2 or 3 of them. Actually, possibly more. We're pretty close to them. So boost thrusters, defensive posture, and we're going to kind of veer in just a little bit, but I feel like diving is still good. We're pretty high up, yeah? Pretty high up. So let's just prep. We will have... We're still on boost thrusters. Let's keep that going. And dive. And then we'll have our Artemises. We shall boost. I feel like I'm gonna come in on the hard oblique and dive and give the left because I have a feeling we're gonna need the flak sooner rather than later. And I'm going to slow our roll with the Minotaur and just move head on in. And it's going to be able to fly by. I think it's going to be fine. So the Viper Mark IIs, we're going to go ahead and select a target. And we're going to go ahead and hit that lead and identify. And the Raptor on this lead, there's probably a Nemesis out there. So I'm already going to preempt and say boost Firewall on our own Manticore. And let us go.
Hostile unit.
There we go. Cerberus, Revenant, Arachne, Talon. And I'm not seeing any launches here. Another Arachne. So 2 Arachne, 2 Revenant, Cerberus, double Talon. That's the spread. All like that. My goodness. So no Nemesis. So I don't think we've got to worry about, unless they got like War Drivers. We've got Raider Prototype, and Heavy Raider Squadron and Raider Prototype. So 4 total squadrons that we've identified. So there is that. So first things first, let's get our Artemis. We're moving over to an attack posture coming off boost thrusters. Although I suppose early on, are they going to be able to launch nukes or launch missiles at us? Probably not. Let's start to veer left and cut off that Arachne. We're going to go ahead and focus on the Arachne just like that. And I'm actually going to launch a nuke at the Cerberus back here.
So say we all.
We shall have this Artemis come off boost thrusters. And we're going to angle in parallel to the other Artemis. And we're going to go in and launch a nuke right into the lead right here. So that's going to go off pretty soon. I'm going to take the Minotaur. We're going to boost thrusters. And we're going to fly right by. And then hopefully we'll be in a spot where we can turn into these guys. Now we're already in a defensive posture. Let's peel left.
Yes, Commander.
Nuke right on target on the Revenant.
Strike prepared.
There we go. And then with this triple stack, we're going to veer off to the right side. Descend. And I'm going to have Adamant 1. We'll send a nuke to the Arachne on the outside. And then Adamant 2 will send a nuke. I'm going to guess to the Cerberus as well. There we go. So we're going to send 2 nukes his way. And then we'll have all of our Vipers. Let's hit the Heavy Raider that's closest to us. And hopefully it'll keep them away from the targets that we're attacking with the nukes. End turn. See, they're all converging on the Heavy Raider out there. There's a Battlestar Artillery went off. And there go the nukes. Oh, we're turning into the nuke. Oh, I'm scared. Look at this. Okay, so this is scary. So this is a nuke, and it's flying towards its target, and our Artemis is kind of close. Kind of close. So I think we should immediately switch to a defensive posture if that's going to stop this at all. Holy crap. Okay, this is not good. All right, defensive posture. There it is. Turn, dive. Just hard dive. Heck. Stay still and dive, if that's even possible. Can we just slip that one? That's going to be interesting. I don't know if we can do that or not. We're going to try. We're really going to try. That's as close as it gets. My God. It may work. It may not. Boost thrusters off. Attack posture up. Let's come in on the side of these guys as they fly right by. This Manticore, honestly, defense attack posture. And we are going to move towards the rear. How else are we doing? And then these guys are honestly probably still okay. Let's turn off boost thrusters, move into an attack posture, and we are just going to rotate and come on down, focus fire right on the Arachne. So this is what I want to focus on. Are we going to make it? Who knows? Who knows? This is looking as slim. Oh my God. All right, come on, come on, come on. Go.
Artemis
okay. Yep. Top's open. Top's open. Yeah, we took that hit like a total boss. And they took those hits and they did not take it like a boss. Awesome. Great. All right. All nukes have detonated. Let's move. Wow. It's a good thing we spotted that one. We had time to switch over to a defensive posture and not completely dive. That's great. Fire control's been destroyed. Immediate repair. Holy moly. Wow. Okay. So we diverted complete and utter devastation. That's always a plus. Love that.
So say we all.
Defensive posture, repair engineering subsystems. We're cranking it on over with our Manticore up here. We're going to have our Minotaur fly towards the Cerberus. Artemis,
So say we all.
get on down. And here we go. Just keep coming down. How is this Arachne? Arachne's pretty much done. So we're going to go into a neutral posture. And we're going to start to turn in. I'm actually going to keep moving with the Adamants because they're going to be able to close the gap where the Atlas cannot. And I think that's going to be just fine. Now, all of our Vipers, seems like we lost a lot of Vipers in one group. My guess is it's from a nuke. I don't know. Keep focusing on the Raiders. And let's have our Raptors go ahead and launch shots into the side of the Arachne and let us go.
Manticore is taking damage.
Manticore. Oh, there's a hit on the Cerberus. Excellent. The front's now open. We're just shooting anything that we can. All right, so their front line has collapsed. That leaves us with an Arachne, 2 Talon, and a Cerberus with a hole in the front. Okay, great. That is a much better set of odds. I'll take those odds. That's great. That's great. So let's come up. Neutral posture, boost thrusters, and we're going to get the heck out of dodge with our Manticore. It did its job. It detected the enemy. It took care of business. Do we have any Raiders? More Raiders. Arachne, Talon, Cerberus, Talon, Heavy Raiders. Okay, well, let's focus on the Heavy Raiders. We're going to have a couple of squadrons focus on the Raider prototype squadron. There's only 8 hull remaining, and then they're naturally going to, you know, get to the rest of the squadrons out there. We're going to boost in with the Adamants, dive, and then we shall turn towards the enemy with the Artemis. Honestly, even though the top is open, they haven't really dealt much damage to our hull, so that is a plus, and I think that's good. Let's go.
Manticore is taking damage.
It's boosting out. It's got 10. It's got 9. It's got 7. I don't know if the Manticore's going to make it. Come on, Nyx, hang in there. Wow. Okay, it took quite a beating there. Took quite a beating. Defensive posture. I mean, I guess that's probably makes the most sense. And we're in a hard crank and just keep rotating. So stress the engine as much as possible while it's repairing. We're going to have this Minotaur focus on that Arachne's butt. We're going to have this Artemis and this Artemis.
Yes, Commander.
Both of them are going to focus on that Cerberus. We've got the Atlas. We'll dive, attack posture, go. And then we're going to come off boost thrusters, attack posture, dive, give them the left, and we will, I guess, focus on whoever we're able. Vipers, where are you at? The Arachne? Talon? Cerberus? Talon. Focus on the Arachne. All right, I don't know if the Manticore is going to live. I hope it will. It's been around since the beginning. Look at all the Vipers giving chase. Yeah, that Arachne is falling rapidly. This Cerberus is opening up very rapidly. All right, looking good, looking good. I think we're going to be able to survive this onslaught. And let's just keep it rolling. No point in changing anything, right? So off we go. It's like 2 Talons and half a Cerberus at the moment. So Cerberus is collapsing. There it is. It's done. And we're shifting to the Talons. Dear God. It's quite explosive. I don't know if we need to change anything. I think we got this one. This is excellent. I mean, even our Minotaur hasn't really been hit yet. That's great. And we're just gonna keep descending and doing our thing. Excellent. This Talon is open on the bottom. This Talon is about dead. He's got 3 hull, 1 hull. Excellent. High five. Got kind of close there. And Gisela does it again. My gosh. Well, bunnies, we got into quite a bit of an explosive situation today. Maybe even a couple. But we walked away even though we barely had any hull left. And you know what? I'll count that as a total win. And on top of that, we also have a Jupiter Battlestar for the first time, and we're going to be able to take it in with Fleet Group Daedalus into Chapter 12 the next time that we play. So that's going to be really, really cool. If you enjoyed the episode, please feel free to like, share, or comment down below. It helps us a great deal. I had a total blast. I hope you did as well. And I can't wait to get into the next one with you. Have a wonderful, wonderful night.